film featuring the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man, directed by Marc Webb and released by Columbia Pictures. It serves as a sequel to the 2012 film The Amazing Spider-Man and was announced in 2011. The studio hired James Vanderbilt to write the screenplay and Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci to rewrite it. Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Jamie Foxx, Dane DeHaan, Campbell Scott, M. Beth Davidks, Colm Ford, Paul Giamatti and Sally Field are set to star. Development of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 began after the success of The Amazing Spider-Man. DeHaan, Giamatti, Jones, and Cooper were cast between December 2012 and February 2013. Filming took place in New York from February to June 2013. The film is scheduled to be released in 2D, 3D, and IMAX 3D on May 2, 2014 in the United States. Premise: Peter Parker continues to struggle with balancing his life as a high school student and his responsibilities as Spider-Man. When Peter begins to investigate more about his father's past, thanks to the help of his friend Harry Osborn, he begins to realize that the new threats of Electro and the Rhino all have one thing in common. Oscorp cast Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker/Spider-Man, an orphan teenage boy who received amazing spider powers after being bitten by a genetically altered spider. Peter first uses his powers to hunt down the killer of his uncle in The Amazing Spider-Man, but soon decides to use his powers to fight crime as the vigilante known as Spider-Man. Garfield explained that the suit that he will wear in the film will be undergoing a new design. Garfield hopes to bring back the theme of him being an orphan, stating, "I wanna keep exploring that theme of being fatherless, being motherless, searching for purpose and finding a purpose within himself." He felt that it was a responsibility to take on the role and that he does not take it lightly. Emma Stone is Gwen Stacy, a high school student and Peter's love interest. When asked about Peter and Gwen's relationship in the sequel, Stone said, "She saves him more than he saves her. She's incredibly helpful to Spider-Man. He's the muscle, she's the brains." Jamie Foxx as Max Dillon/Electro, an electrical engineer who works for Oscorp Industries. Foxx described the character as a nobody who initially idolizes Spider-Man. He develops an obsession with Spider-Man after being saved by him and obtains his powers through an accident at Oscorp involving electric eels. Dane DeHaan as Harry Osborn/Green Goblin, an old friend of Peter and son of Norman Osborn. He was sent away to boarding school around the same time Peter's parents disappeared, and meets him for the first time since then in the film.